Hey everybody, Stephen Billings here, and here to do another pickups video. We're here in March 2024. It's April now, but this is for March 2024. Last month I was kind of lean. This month we picked up a pretty fair amount, so I got a lot to run through here. But also got a little bit of a surprise. Usually it's always Blu-rays, but this I got a little bit of a wrinkle here. I got some other type of physical media I'm going to show to you. If you didn't already see it on my physical media, I got another one here to show you. So we'll start there. And this is also a shout out to my man, Ryan over at Disconnected. He does great work over there. And this is something he put together with his production company, Someone's Favorite Productions. And that is his zine. He's got all these zines he's done out in physical copies now. You can get them on Amazon. Just search Physical Media Advocate. And he's got the first 8 issues all put out on physical now. He had to put the first couple, I think the first 5 issues he's got in compendiums. So like 1, 2, and 3. Really nice. These are really nice. You know, you got 4 and 5 here. And then he's got single issues for 6. I'm not good with angling cameras. 7. I love the Dead Zone. And then, of course, 8. You got Pick a Destiny on there. And if you don't know anything about these are just like updates. These are ways to keep up physical media in physical form. And also just a lot of other fun things. Articles about film, actors, directors, articles about, Blu-ray releases, top 10, top 5 lists, shout outs to other podcasts, upcoming releases, all types of things. It's just a really cool thing that Ryan's doing, and definitely well worth the pickups. So please, if you're interested in any way, please get you one, get the first compendium, see if you like it, and go from there. But moving on into the Blu-ray stuff, I got, like I said, a pretty fair amount here. So we'll go through these. We'll start with kind of the more, I guess you could say, mainstream releases that I got here. I got a fair amount of them this time around. Starting with one of my favorite films from last year, really probably my favorite film from last year, Poor Things, starring Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe. Really love this film. Yorgos Lanthimos is a filmmaker that is always trying to push the limits. I think I love seeing a filmmaker like him, get the notoriety and seemingly keeps getting to do the kind of films he wants to do. And this film might be my favorite of his. I really love, I would say my favorite before is The Lobster. I still really love that film. But The Favorite, Killing of a Sacred Deer, Dogtooth. It was one of his Greek films that he did before he kind of started hitting the U.S. Market. Yeah, he's a good filmmaker, very unique. He's not for everybody, but he's always going to give you something unique. So Poor Things, really great. Next, some other films that kind of were part of awards consideration. This one kind of got looked over at the Oscars this year. I think after watching it, I can understand why, but I think the central performance by Zac Efron might have needed a little bit more attention. I thought he was really great, and that's The Iron Claw, film, of course, about a true life wrestling family, and kind of the hardships of what comes with that, and yeah, it's not like the best movie about the subject matter I've seen, but it's a really solid film. But Zac Efron to me is worth watching this. He's definitely physically puts a lot into this, but I think just as an actor, I think he's grown a lot. And I really liked him in this movie. Really liked him. Next, another favorite from last year, The Holdovers, starring Paul Giamatti. Very simple story about a college professor who is kind of a curmudgeon. Nobody really likes him. He's always hard on the kids. And then he has to stay over Christmas break to watch some of the kids that can't go home, or their grades are slipping, so they have to stay during the break. And so this one particular kid here, played by Dominique Sessa, and it's like one of them, like they start out as enemies, but then they kind of grow closer as the story goes on. Really love the film. Paul Giamatti arguably was the best performance of last year. I mean, it's hard to argue with a lot of the performances from last year. A lot of good performances, but definitely one of the best. Next, this one's definitely because I'm a big fan of this actor, and I always everything he puts out. It's just one of them things where it's like one day I'll be like, well, I got all his stuff, and you're gonna have a hard time finding some of this stuff later down the line. And that's Nicolas Cage in Dream Scenario. Thought this was a really fun, unique film. Interesting premise about a guy who starts showing up in people's dreams and becomes basically a celebrity, and how that can all change really quickly. And really, really cool, unique premise. Can't wait I really kind of want to watch this again. But I enjoyed it. Next, we have a cool action film that came out last year, Sesu. About this. It's kind of like a revenge story that we're seeing a lot, since John Wick revitalized that genre. I feel like, you see a lot of films that kind of are trying to, fit that mold. And this is one of them, a guy back in World War II, and he gets something. I'm not going to say how it all goes down, but he's on a rampage. This guy's on a rampage killing Nazis. Fun watch. And then lastly here, I guess this technically isn't a mainstream release, but I got it at Best Buy. So we got Rain Man, directed by Barry Levinson, starring Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman, of course, kind of Best Picture winner of I believe 1988. And yeah, it's just kind of a classic film that I like to revisit every once in a while. It came out in 4K here from MVD. So, yeah, it took a little while for this to come out. I think they had some issues a little bit for a little while on it, but it finally came out, and I'll be excited to see how this looks on 4K. All right, so let's head over to a couple more. Let's see, you got a couple more one-offs here. This was a big one. This one was so excited to see it get announced, and had to pick it up right away, and that's from Second Sight, Green Room on 4K. Of course, another deluxe edition here. I took the poster out, so it's a little loose, but yeah, another book in here, large book in here. I've watched the 4K already. It looks fantastic. It is one of them films that, even though it does look good, it is a film that is primarily a very dark movie, not in tone, of course, but just aesthetically, it's a dark movie. So like there are parts of me that's like, well, it's nice to get a 4K of this, but it is a pretty just black movie, and it doesn't maybe lend itself necessarily to needing a 4K treatment, but I'll take it, man. I'll take it. And there's a lot of new features in here, so I can't wait to. I did watch one. I watched one of them with the director. Saulnier is his last name. Jamie Saulnier. I can't remember his first name. Sorry, but that was good. He kind of goes through his career and goes through his path as a filmmaker, and I really like that. So, yeah, get this if you can. Watch. Still got the limited out. I'm sure there's going to be a standard as well. And then this was another one of my favorite labels to keep up with, and that's Fun City Editions, their latest handgun, or as it's also called, Deep in the Heart. Film that's kind of a cautionary tale about gun control. I did watch this when it first got announced months ago, so it's a little fuzzy on my mind, but I remember really liking it. Fun City Editions does a really good job of kind of unearthing just some great hidden gem films, sometimes TV films. They got a whole couple box sets of just really hidden gem TV films. And this right here just is one of them, kind of like, deep cut, like, cautionary movies about using guns and trauma and abuse, and really good, really hard hitting, really low budget, but really good. I really like this one. speaking of unearthing things, this company that's all what they're all about, and that's Radiance. Radiance Films got a whole stack of Radiance. They had some sales going on recently, and I popped in there and grabbed some stuff that I needed. I believe with these purchases, I'm updated. I've gotten all of their releases from their first year, 2023, and then a few into 2024. So I guess we'll start with the one that kind of completed my 2023, and that's the Iron Prefect. This is an Italian kind of gangster crime Western deal. It's about a man who's, a one-man wrecking crew. They call him the Iron Prefect, and he kind of, this is set in like 1925, and he wages a one-man war on the mafia in a fascist Sicily. So, yeah, I mean, it's not one I hadn't got a chance to check it out yet, but this sounds like something right up my alley. I love the cover. And I love just what Radiance does, man. Just stuff I've never heard of. And this has an Ennio Morricone score. So, I mean, it's going to sound great. Next one we got here is a Spanish film, and it's called The Dead Mother. And this one's got a very depressing premise. The premise alone, it makes me a little bit weary to want to go into watch this one, but I like a nice downer movie every once in a while. But plot on this one is a criminal shoots and kills a painting restorer during a burglary and shoots her daughter as well. 20 years later, the daughter has been left mute with a mental age of a child, spending most of her time in a mental home. So sounds very depressing, but I'm hearing that this has got kind of a noir element to it. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's going to be a thinker, definitely one you're going to have patience for. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be in the right mood for this one, but I can't wait. The art, the image on the front here is really drew me in from the beginning when I first heard about this one. So I'll be excited to get around to this one. Next, we have a French drama thriller, and this one's called, and forgive me for my consistent mispronunciation of things, La Combat dans la Lie. Yeah, you know me. But this one is about a unsuccessful assassination. A terrorist and his wife find a remote island in the home of a friend who doesn't suspect anything. So kind of seems like maybe like a contained thriller, where it's kind of got a little bit of a cat and mousiness to it maybe. I like movies that are very contained. So that it's all about the acting and the dialogue, and that's what pushes the story forward. So I'll be excited to finally get around to checking this one out too. And the last one from Radiance was the last of their box sets that I hadn't gotten yet, and that's the End of Civilization. Unfortunately, I haven't seen any of these. The funny thing is when this got announced, along with that, not shortly after, the Vinegar Syndrome announcements that had these movies as well got announced. But they had one more movie that was they had in their set, which was Gollum, and I actually have seen Gollum, and I thought that was very, very interesting, well done sci-fi dystopian film, and that's what all these are. These are all kind of from the same director, Piotr Sulkin, who's a Polish director, and these are all very like dystopian, futuristic sci-fi movies. Very stylish, very well done for their budgets, and yeah, love the art. Once again, the art draws you in on this. I mean, it's amazing art. Yeah, these are another really big discovery that I'm going to be excited to get around to. Next, I'll look to some Indicator. I got quite a few Indicator as well recently, and part of why this is all kind of lumped together is because their February announcements got pushed to March. So they had like 4 releases in March, and then they had 2 more extra releases in March than they already had. So I got like 6 releases in March altogether. So Starting with what was supposed to come out in February, we got Patrick on 4K. Yeah, this is a great Australian film. Richard Franklin. You got this telepath who's stuck in a hospital bed, and he's trying to communicate with this girl, and it's a really cool, really well done, kind of sci-fi horror kind of deal going on here. It's got multiple cuts of this film in here, so I think this cut I've seen is the Australian cut. So yeah, can't wait to check this out on 4K, along with another Australian kind of giallo type of film, Snapshot. This one got a Umbrella release as well, and I think it's gotten a States release. It might have been Kino or something. So it's gotten a lot of releases, but this is a 4K. So I rebought this right away, and really enjoyed this one. This one's kind of got, like I said, a giallo element to it, and it's a good one. Now this stuff I've only seen one of these next 4 films, but they're all Mexican films, and Mexican cinema is a part of cinema that I haven't really explored enough yet. So along with, of course, a lot of Santo stuff. So this is Santo versus the Riders of Terror. So this is like Santo in a Western. So this, when I saw the preview for this, when they announced this and they had a little trailer, I was like, dude, this is going to be awesome. Santo riding on horseback in a desert, fighting cowboys. Like it's going to be cool. This is going to be a cool movie. I can't wait to watch it. Loads of features on here, of course. That's what Indicator does. Some of their other films here. I have seen The Batwoman when it got announced some months ago, and yeah, I mean, this one's kind of falls. Not only is it kind of got that lucha libre, aspect of it, because that's what Mexican culture. That's essentially their superheroes. But it also kind of has a spy element to it. This film feels almost like it's structured like a spy film. So really cool. I enjoyed this. Might not be for everybody, but I enjoyed it. And then the last one here it goes along with it, kind of in that same vein. The Panther Woman. Can't say much about it, but it is a very much got that same lucha libre involved in it. I think there's a little bit more of a noir element to this one, but yeah, looks cool. And lastly, I got a few Vinegar Syndrome releases. All right, now I got them. And these were very highly anticipated for me. This one was recommended by Andrew on the one of our podcasts when it got initially announced that he watched this film and high recommended it, and then I got a chance to watch it, and I can't agree more. This movie is unique and is awesome. Singapore Sling. It's hard to describe this movie. It's ruthless. It's sexual. It's horny as fuck. It's violent. It's a very hard movie to watch at times. But a man is in search of his wife who's been kidnapped by these 2 serial killer women, and they tend to do sexual acts at the everything is violence and sex together when it comes to these 2 women, and the man gets kind of caught up in their web, and it's a whole movie of just tough things to watch. But I think there's something to say at the center of this. I'll let you watch it to find out. And yeah, very unique film, really well made. The direction and the cinematography on this is bold and amazing. It almost feels like a movie that was shot in the 1940s or 50s, like a noir. But it's a film from 1990, I believe. So really well done. Really love Singapore Sling. And these next 2 are from a company that just got started there. Justin Liberty started his own new label called Cinematograph, and I got his first 2 releases from that label, Little Darlings and Red Rock West. Got this just in time. This Red Rock West went out of print not too long after I bought this. So, but I've seen both of these films. Little Darlings is a fantastic coming of age story set at this like summer camp, and it's kind of more. It's a point of view of young girls, and it really, I think, there's a rawness and in something that they do differently here than they do in other films of this ilk, that I thought really stood out to me, and yeah, loved it. Loved it. And one of the things about these cinematograph um, limited editions is they have this unique packaging, kind of similar to the magnetic VSUs, where it has the magnetic box. So it's got like a similar box on the outside, but instead of the magnetic, it's like more like a media book. You know, you have a slide here. You can slide it out, and then it pulls out like that, and then you have like a media book on the inside. Has like a fabric outer part, and then you open it up, and you got the booklet like a media book in the inside, and then it's got a nice case, plated case here. The single edition here with the Red Rock West, you get the logo on the inner part here. You'll see it. You know, you get the cinematograph logo on the inside here. So it's really nice, really nice. I love the inventiveness of the box and the thought that was put into this to make this unique. These are unique releases, and of course the films are both great. Red Rock West, Nicolas Cage, neo noir film. Love this movie. I still have my Signal 1 release of this. I'm keeping that because of the different features. It's got some other essays in it, so I'm keeping that one as well. But both fantastic releases. We'll continue to get more from Cinematograph. They've got some other releases out already that I need to grab. So, but that is it. That was a pretty hefty month for me. I went off the handle a little bit. But if you have any questions about any of these releases, please feel free to leave a comment. Please, of course, subscribe to this channel. Please let us know that you like our videos by subscribing and liking the videos. So, but of course, every other week we have Chasing Labels. So this coming week we don't have it, but the week after we will be back on with Chasing Labels. And at the end of the month, we'll have another unwatched pile. So watch out for that. But thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next pickup next month for April. See you.